Hey, so we're here in Dubai. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We landed at 2 o'clock in the morning, so pretty tired, but we're just here by the marina on day one of Sun, Sea and Property. We've got a chill day today, just to allow people to check into the hotel, to relax and to try and reset the body clocks. And then we're off for a fantastic 5-star meal at Asia, which is just the other side of the marina. So we're gonna have an action-packed week. We're gonna have a brilliant day and do some quality networking with everybody on the trip. So I'm gonna share with you my day today so you can see what goes on for somebody in the property world who's flying out a load of other property people to Dubai to see if we can do some business together. Let's go. We're just going to go and park up at the mall at the marina, and then we're going to check in with Asia. It's quite tricky organising tables at restaurants for such a large amount of people. This is actually the first time I've driven in Dubai. So far so good, but I've only driven in a straight line for a little bit. I'm in the wrong lane though, that's a good start. I used to think that people doing what I did with a competition, and then I had an experience with a client which brought me quite close to another agent, so he became really supportive, and I kind of realised the power of being close to people who are doing the same thing as you and helping each other along. I've always felt like almost sometimes the training gets in the way of the networking at the end of the day. And likewise, when you go to a networking event, you get there, you spend half an hour chatting to people about stuff, and then you got to go and listen to a keynote speaker, and it's almost like the networking event gets in the way of the networking. The theory behind it was just, what if you just had an event that was just around the networking, but not standing there and going, what's your name, where'd you come from, but actually doing something fun and relaxing, and then just letting the relationship building happen naturally over the period of time. And I was out here this time last year watching the football, and I just thought, you know, winter sun is so nice. I had the idea when I was out here last year, I was on the Sun Lounger going, this would be amazing if there was a massive group of property investors all just talking about their strategies and telling their stories and what they do and swapping opportunities and just helping each other. What if we combined coming to Dubai for a week with networking, with this? And literally I just came home from the holiday and I just put on WhatsApp, if I organise a trip next year, who'd be up for it? Kind of the momentum has just grown and grown from this time last year, and here we are. So I'm really pleased that you guys have been able to come out and document it, to show people who aren't here this year what they're missing out on. I want people to see that normal people like us are doing these great things because we're taking action and being decisive, rather than sitting at home going, oh, I can't do that. Just get on with it, just do it. So one thing Dubai is famous for is it many different malls. So there's the famous malls like the Dubai Mall and the Mall of the Emirates. But there are all a lot smaller malls like this one here at the marina and Stuff on the Palm, where you can pretty much get everything, and they're all pristine clean, brand new. So this is Pier 7. Pier 7 is a building, and on each floor is a different restaurant or a different bar. So the one we're going to tonight is one of the top floors. When I first started coming to Dubai, my brother lived here, and I think he lived in that building there in the middle. And there's a building called Princess Tower, which was the tallest residential tower, I think, in the world before they built the Burj. But that is just around the corner, and that's where we stayed. So if you want to come to Dubai and you want to do it on a budget, look for Princess Tower, Airbnb, apartments. Because I think we stayed there for a week, it was £500 each. And you literally get out the door, cross the road, you're at Barasti Bar, look up Barasti Bar, and the marina's on your doorstep. So it's such a fantastic location. Obviously, for the purpose of this trip, I wanted to make sure everyone's together, so we booked in a hotel. But if you're looking at this video going, oh, I can't afford Dubai, you can. You just got to look harder or work harder, make more money. Water is medicine. It solves so many issues: headaches, tiredness, sleeping. A lot of it could be down to the fact that you're not drinking enough water. And especially when you come into a hot country like this. Forgive me if you think this is a public service broadcast on behalf of water, but I can't get enough of this stuff. Now, I'm not saying you should rush out and buy a yacht, but it's always nice to look at things that are just a bit beyond what you're capable of. Maybe a nice car or a nice watch, and think, I want that. How do I get it? What do I need to do to get to there? Like, for me to get a yacht, that's way out. I would need a company running globally to bring in enough revenue to be able to afford not just the purchase price, but the running costs. So I've got to think a bit more realistically. When you're doing a lot of miles, it's quite easy to be like, oh, what's the point in this? Driving around like an idiot. But if you can sit there and think about the vision, the dream, the goal, the thing that drives you, this is why I'm doing these miles, this is why I'm doing the late nights, this is why I'm working away, this is why I'm doing the hours, because I want those things. And if you don't want those things, what do you want? And if you can't work a few extra hours here and there, work away from time to time, invest in your education and go above and beyond thinking about those things, then you're never going to do it. This right here is a Rolex Datejust. I've always liked shiny things, I've always liked nice things. And I started just looking into Rolexes a few years ago, and I realized that most of the technological advancements that have ever been made for watches were all made by Rolex. And I was like, this is my kind of company. And it was only really when somebody told me that whatever you pay for your Rolex today, it's probably going to be worth more in the future. So I was like, hang on a minute. So I could pay 10 grand, say, for a watch, wear it, enjoy the benefit of having the watch for 10 years, and then it's worth more money. I was like, get me one right now. I could put money in the bank and it just sits there and they get a little bit of interest, but you can't enjoy it. And I thought of all the things I've ever bought in my life, stereos, cars, clothes, they've all lost value from the moment I bought them and they've all deteriorated over time. Whereas a watch will be worth more in the future. So for me, it was just like, it's better than having money in the bank, it's having something on your wrist. And if you've got a Rolex on your wrist, you know you can go anywhere in the world and anything can happen. You'll always be able to get yourself home. And I thought that's so true. You could just rock up at the airport, teeth missing, covered in mud, get me on a flight, I've got a Rolex. So it's a bit of a security pass as well. If you're watching this from Leeds City Council, get these in Leeds. Get cars off the road. How has HMO changed my life? Let me flip the question. How can HMO change your life? Now, I got involved in property investing, and most people will know property investing is buy-to-let properties, where you take a family house, make it ready, rent it to a family. I realised that to be able to purchase a buy-to-let property, I would need to save up a deposit, save up all the fees, and invest in the property, and then rent it out. So it might take me 10, 15 years to save up, say, 30 grand for a deposit. Then I'll rent it out, and then what's left over at the end of the month is £200 a month, £300 a month. Profit, cash flow. You can only do that once unless you've got a really well-paid job. And another way of doing it would be to find the properties below market value and negotiate discounts with vendors. But I was in Leeds. You don't put houses on the market and get no viewings and then offer them 30% less than it's worth and get an offer. You put it on the market, you get 20 people through the door and it sells for over asking price. So I quickly realized that I needed to find something different. HMO, where I can raise all the money from investors, and when I've finished the refurb and rented the property out, refinance and pull most of that money back out. But here's the really good thing. There's that much cash flow each month that even if I need to leave in £70,000, I can borrow that from an investor and use the rent to pay back the investor to maintain the property without having put any of my own money in. So my business model is to have a business that works for clients doing sourcing, refurbs, lettings, management, interior design, yada, 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 that generates money in its own right, pays me my wages every month, pays my rent, my bills, general living expenses. So that's taken care of by the clients. I then raise money from investors and put that money into my own HMO conversions, the same that I do for my clients and the same that I teach other people to do. And I use investors' money to pay for the purchase price and then the refurb costs. But here's the clever bit. I use the construction company that I own. I don't pay any sourcing fees or management fees because it's all done through my agency. So it's like a benefit of having the agency that's paid for by all my clients. And then when that project's finished and we rent it out, I'll refinance. And when I refinance, I'll pay my investors back. And then each month I'll make the cash flow between £1,000 and £1,500 a month. And I'll use that cash flow to then pay more investors interest on more loans. So the idea is I raise as much money as possible, put it into as many deals as possible, all facilitated by my company, and then build my portfolio that way. So if you've got some money that you're looking to invest and you'd like to invest with me, there'll be a link somewhere around this video and we can have a chat about you becoming one of my investors and getting a return on your money, whatever suits your goals. Oh, you're filming, are you?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Your table is perfect.
Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Give me the best table in the house.
Yeah, you have the
We need
best.
do you have a nice view?
Yes.
Oh, you're a star. We're making a video of our travels and the table's booked for 7:30. 7 o'clock, perfect. Pack your bags, we're off to Amsterdam. Let's get out of this place. Let's get out of this place. And now the best bit, going to the pool. And I've got my uniform on. You're probably wondering what this is for. Well, I didn't think you'd want to see me topless in this video, so I kindly put this on. But there's a bit of a story behind it. When I went on holiday with my family, I got sunburned because it was 40 degrees. So I had to buy this because I couldn't go outside. Like the boy whose skin fell off. Chest out, tummy in, chest out.
So looks skinny now, doesn't it?
Worst lifeguard ever. UK property is such a finite resource that even if you bought a bad property, it's still going to do well over time. So it's a really good place to get money and invest in bricks and mortar because it's a safe country, decent currency, stable government, and the property market is kind of at a nice level where we can't overbuild and we can't overdevelop. You know, it's not going to be like you go and invest in Bulgaria and then all of a sudden it just goes pear-shaped and everyone loses all the money. That's not going to happen. So if you're in Dubai and you've got money, hook me up. Now here's the thing, it doesn't matter what your goals are, it doesn't matter what you're looking to achieve. If you break it down, everybody wants the same two things. To do the things they want with the people they like. Property is a facilitator to give you the freedom to do what you want with who you want. It's that simple. Think about what you want, and if it's not one of those two things, I'll eat my hat.
What does the HMO course entail?
So Joe, basically what I've done is I've taken the 5 stages that any HMO project will go through, and I've broken those down into sections where I'm going to teach people how to replicate those sections, starting from building their brand online to give them a presence on social media to attract investors that are going to want to invest in working with them, through to how to manage a build, how to write a schedule of works, how to manage tenants, everything really to take a house, convert it into a HMO and keep it as an ongoing business. There are a lot of people out there who seem to be professional trainers who don't actually do anything. Well, I was kind of the opposite. I've been investing in HMOs for the last 4 years and pretty much nailed what to do from start to finish. And it was one of my mentors who said to me, you need to teach this. You need to do a course. And I didn't have the first idea. And I kind of thought, yeah, you're right. I've got a lot of knowledge and I enjoy mentoring people and I enjoy teaching and I've had experience of it in the past. But hearing it from somebody else who was credible kind of gave me the push to think, yeah, I've got a lot to teach and I want to put a course together. So I've basically spent the last few months creating all the material, and now what I'm creating is the 60-minute presentation that I'll do at networking meetings, at sales events, where I'll basically stand there and go, this is what I can teach you, this is what it's all about. If you're interested in learning more, this is how you can jump on the course.
And if there's people out there that are thinking, should I invest in a course? Should I invest in education? What would you say to them?
I think you can always achieve what you're going to achieve in life, whether you do it with training and education or whether you do it on your own, depends on the person. But I think if you invest in your education, you invest in a mentor, someone who's done it before, not only are you going to avoid mistakes, but you're going to get places faster. And surround yourself by a network will also help encourage you, and it'll go from being a chore to actually being quite enjoyable. Like this, for me, is property networking in Dubai around the pool. This isn't a chore, this isn't work. And this has all come about because I surround myself with the right people. And if you look at your progress, yeah, you can do it on your own and you'll get to your goal. But if you do it with other people who've been there before, you'll get there faster. And I think specifically HMO is such a strong strategy right now that it's something that everybody should be considering. You know, there are other people out there who are developing HMOs and doing really, really well. They come to me when they want to set up a letting agent. I've been a letting agent for 15 years. I've now got my own build company, my own construction company. So I can teach the people that come on my course, not only how to buy a house, do the basics, but also the stuff that other courses won't go into.
So you're walking the walk and you're talking the talk.
Swimming the swim. Doing the do, just wanting to help as many people as possible do what we do in our area, in their area. And if it helps me generate profile and interest and prestige that helps me with my HMO business, that then trickles down to the people that work with me and become part of my tribe. Really just stay connected, look for the links around this video and come and see me at the next event and let me see how I can help you achieve your goals. Right guys, over and out. Can I have everyone's attention, please? Before we start ordering this wonderful food, I just wanted to call a toast to celebrate all you wonderful people for making the effort to come out here, getting behind the idea and joining in. May it be the first of many. To you guys.